Good day everyone, my name is Melanie Rose P. Andaya and I will introduce the Association of the Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN Integration. The Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN Integration is a complex and multi-phase process aimed at fostering economic, political, and socio-cultural cooperation among its 10 member states. Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, the Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. The goal is to create a more cohesive and integrated region, promoting peace, stability, and shared prosperity. This integration has progressed through various stages, marked by the establishment of the ASEAN Free Trade Area, AFTA, in 1992, which aimed to reduce tariffs and non-tariff barrier among member states. Subsequently, ASEAN has expanded its focus to encompass broader areas of cooperations, including political security, social development, and environmental protection. The ASEAN Economic Community, AEC, launched in 2015, represent a significant milestone, striving for a single market and production base. However, the journey towards complete integration is not without its challenges. Significant disparities in economic development and political systems among member states presents obstacles. Furthermore, issues such as non-tariff barriers, differing regulatory frameworks, and the need of the greater infrastructure development remain hurdles to overcome. Despite these challenges, ASEAN integration continues to evolve, adapting to the changing global landscape and striving to achieve its vision of a stable, prosperous, and integrated Southeast Asia.
ASEAN integration. The Philippine hosting of the ASEAN Summit this year is significant because coincides with the organization's 50th anniversary that ASEAN has existed and grown. It only had 5 members at its founding for a half-century despite some setbacks such as the intermittent tension, mostly arising from conflicting territorial, can only mean the viability of regional cooperation in this part of the world. The move toward further integration the region has had its share of cynics to the dismay of those who believe in protectionism and national self-sufficiency. It means the lifting of some of the remaining trade restrictions and the continued promotion of labor migration. The undue liberation of trade has, for example, proved detrimental to local manufacturers and workers who have to deal with the influx of goods and services from other countries, which generally offered at lower prices. The call for integration has also placed pressure on member states into hastily implementing policies instead of doing it at their own pace, or until the systematic requirements have been put in place. One can cite, for instance, the additional 2 more years in the Philippine educational system, notwithstanding the major repercussion, say additional costs on the part of the parents sending their children to school, and the dislodgement of tenured college teachers, and perennial concerns such as the shortage of classrooms, school buildings, and teaching personnel, which have raised doubts about the readiness of the country's educational system for integration. On a more positive note, the ASEAN has also served as a platform for dialogue among the member states, recognizing that cooperation is a better option than isolationism. Likewise, the organization has been viewed as a buffer against the growing might of China, and as ever, the
Asian regionalism, the process of country within a particular geographic region becoming more interdependent and cooperative, is known as regionalism. In Asia, regionalism is important because It can promote economic growth and development by allowing trade, investment, and technical interchange. The future of Asia regionalism is significantly shaped by the varied economic and strategic goals of China, Japan, and India. Even while their individual strategies may vary, their combined efforts are crucial for advancing regional economic development, political stability, and security cooperation. As Asia continues to rise, these three nations will remain key drivers of national integration and global influence. Asia development has been significantly influenced by regional organizations such as SARRC and ASEAN. This organization help in the development and stability of region by promoting cultural exchange, economic integration, and security cooperation. Regional organization will be continue to be essential in addressing new issues and embracing chance for a better future as Asia develops. The process of Asia of regionalism is complicated, multidimensional, and both exciting and difficult. Asian countries may fully realize the potential of region cooperation and ensure a successful and peaceful future for the area by addressing the problems of diversity, geopolitical competition, and economic inequality.
Asian integration. The Association of the Southeast Asian Nation, ASEAN, was established in 1967 to promote regional cooperation and stability. Its main objective as are follows: so economic integration, to create a single market and production base, increase competitiveness, and promote equitable economic development. So political and security cooperation, to ensure regional peace, security, and stability through dialogue and cooperation. Social cultural development, to promote a people-centered community with a social welfare, human rights, and sustainable development. Principle of Asian integration. ASEAN operates based on fundamental principle outlined in the ASEAN Charter: respect for sovereignty, recognition of each member state, independence, and non-interference in internal affairs. Peaceful dispute resolution. Disputes are settled through peaceful dialogue, not force. Decision making by consensus. Decisions are made collectively, emphasizing mutual understanding and cooperation. Adherence to international law. ASEAN aligns its operation with international law and the United Nations Charter. So the pillars of Asian integration strategy is structured around three main pillars. So that is Asian Political Security Community, that is APSC. Their objective is to promote regional peace, stability, security through diplomacy, preventive diplomacy, and conflict resolution. Their initiative is cooperation in counterterrorism, disaster management, and maritime security. The second one, that is Asian Economic Community, it's AEC. Their objective is to create a single market and production base with a free flow of goods, service, investment, capital, and skilled labor. Their initiative is tariff reduction, custom harmonization, and promotion of trade and investment. Number three, that is Asian Socio-Cultural, that is Community, ASCC. Their objective is to promote social development, human rights, and cultural exchange to build a cohesive and resilient community. Their initiative, disaster response, education, environmental protection, and cultural exchange program. So, establishment of the Asian Free Trade Area, AFTA, leading to reduced tariff on intra-regional trade, increased foreign direct investment, FDI, due to Asian open investment. The challenges, that is economic disparity among member states, that is Singapore versus CLMV countries like Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, and Vietnam. Non-tariff barriers and TBS remain an obstacle to free trade. Slow implementation of AEC agreement due to differing national interests and regulatory framework. In regional security policies, Asian-led platforms such as the Asian Regional Forum, they are the one who facilitate dialogue on security issue, enhance cooperation and combating transnational crime, terrorism, drug trafficking, and human trafficking. So their challenges, the South China Sea dispute continues to test Asian unity and resolve.